They closed our Friday all-night skating scene, so we became drug dealers. In wake of the train in the background, I'm gonna do this next poem because it's just so appropriate. I was gonna do it, but the train is just calling me. So when I was a kid, I grew up in Norwich, Connecticut. I'm number 9, I have 11 kids. And my mom used to bring me to visit my grandfather in Petersburg, Virginia. And we used to take the train from right here all the way down to Petersburg, VA. And I was about 8 years old. This is during the 80s and so forth. And so this poem is called Petersburg, VA. How appropriate, huh? I boarded the morning train, squeezing mommy's coarse hand, giggling at the conductor's funny hat propped on top of his head. The clank of metal against silver pathways carried us across the Mason-Dixon, deeper into the South, leaving behind a New England ocean breeze. Boxcars swayed like an afternoon tide. The whistling sound of steam signaled our descent past Newport News. Our voyage down the eastern shoreline was a summer tradition for Mommy, Aunt Lois, and me, except for that time when she brought the twins. They were nagging pests. This was my getaway, my escape. How could she? We arrived in front of a familiar beige house. The wooden porch cracked from southern heat waves. Dallas is what Mommy called them. I knew him as Granddad. His oily skin covered in wrinkles, cracked frames magnifying his yellowish eyes. His thick black hands, strong as a lion's, the first to core seedling at Yantic Grain, build submarines at EB, taught Mommy how to pivot and strike southpaw style. Taught Mommy how to pivot and strike southpaw style before they were shipped to Iwo Jima, from whence they returned, but never back to the shores of a New England breeze. Sadie, his new wife, fried catfish over a gas stove. The crackling grease unfurled the scent of golden cornmeal into the front room, behind the coat rack, where I would tear off my clothes and remove Granddad's frames to rescue a frantic Lois Lane from a diabolical Lex Luthor until dinner was ready. On muggy nights, I conceal my secret identity, plot beneath the living room fan, and gaze at an orange Virginian moon, casting four-legged shadows across the dusted floor. My X-ray vision exposing crumbs of cornmeal being carted into darkness. Blandford Elementary through end of the summer block parties, grown folk feeling the funk as August steam rolls from old souls soaked in rhythm and blues. Longing to be grown, I'd get my backyard boogie on from across the street, jamming on the front porch to Houdini's 5 minutes of funk, while the countdown steadily commencing. 1 minute left. When the muggy nights began to cool and a translucent moon consumed the nocturnal sky, I squeezed Mommy's coarse hand, pinpoint the North Star, and slowly ascend the Mason-Dixon to the shores of a New England breeze.